So I'm going to call the meeting to order at this time. Does anyone have a conflict of interest?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so we can move on to the public meeting at this point. Can I get a first to temporarily adjourn this? Fred, will you do that?
Yes.
Thanks. Kathy, second.
Yes.
Moved by Fred, seconded by Kathy. That the council meeting be temporarily adjourned at 7:01 p.m. for the purpose of a public meeting. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Brig? I think Brig is still muted, but that's okay. Hopefully she is able to figure it out. Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so that is carried. According to our CAO, there were no comments submitted in this case. So, and based on the advice of our planners, looks like a pretty simple situation. Rod, will you first that for me?
Yes.
This is just to hear comments, but as I explained, there were none. Fred, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, Brigida somehow has left the meeting. We'll
I wonder
carry
if
on.
you notice, last time it was star 68. Tonight it was star 6, so maybe she's not pressing the right buttons.
We actually had her on earlier and we're speaking with her, so I'm not sure I'm not sure what's going on her end. Anyways, moved by Rod, seconded by Fred. Pursuant to Section 53 of the Planning Act, RSO 1990, the public meeting is now officially open for the purpose of hearing comments regarding the following application. Application for minor variance, David and Nicole King, file number A02-21. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Greg, I don't see back with us yet. So Rod?
Yes.
And myself is a yes. That's carried. So we do have a form to sign here that states notice was given at the request was heard by the approval authority at a public hearing on June 14, 2021, as required by the Planning Act. Fred, will you first this?
Yes.
Thanks. Kathy, second.
Yes.
Okay, so proposed by Fred, seconded by Kathy, and adopted with unanimity. And so we're going to approve it on condition, correct? So approved on condition, and the condition is that the proposed dwelling be permitted with the setback as noted above and be located as illustrated on the drawing as attached here to and labeled Schedule A. Okay, perfect. Now we can actually close that meeting. That was pretty straightforward. Rod, will you first that?
Yes.
Thanks. Kathy, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Rod, seconded by Kathy. The public meeting is now officially closed at 7:04 p.m. And the regular council meeting is now reconvened. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Greg? She's still muted, but we can see her there, so I won't put a vote down for her. Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. That is carried. Okay, so this next motion is that no further notice be given with respects to that. Rod, will you first that?
Yes.
Fred, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Rod, seconded by Fred, whereas having been satisfied that the notices were given in accordance with the Planning Act, be it resolved that after due consideration of the proposed bylaws, council hereby concludes that no further notice be given with respect to the proposed minor variance from the provisions of the bylaw for the following property. Minor variance under section 45 of the Planning Act for lands described legally as R Plan 53R20718, lot 12, 98 Baker Drive in the Township of Nairn and Hyman. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg, I don't think we can hear you yet. So again, we'll move on. Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so that is carried. Great. We did have her on audio earlier. Okay, so moving on to approval of council or discussions arising from previous council minutes. Does anyone have anything to say?
In the minute?
Yeah, Fred, go ahead. I'll get to you in a sec, Rod.
I just I did note that the resident that gave us correspondence last month about the abandoned property beside hers was not satisfied with the job that was done. I believe she did follow up with the office. I just wanted to make note of that because she has been in correspondence with me and she was not satisfied with what the work had been done on Hall Street. So I was just passing along the message.
Thanks, Fred. Rod, you had something?
Yeah, same on Hall Street. She called me also, and I went up and I did look at it. She invited me up, and I looked at it, and I kind of agree with her. I think we on the property beside her, they should clean it right from the fence 4 feet and clean it all up for her. There's junk behind one of those sheds between her fence and the shed. Derek went back and he picked up the ladder, aluminum ladder, and a chair, but left the rest of the junk there. And he said he wasn't, and according to her, that he wasn't coming back. I think, and they didn't use the whippersnipper along the bottom of the fence on the opposite side of her fence. But I think they could have done a lot neater job and a lot better job. But but that's just my opinion of it. I think she's a senior. She lives alone. We could have put a little bit more effort to it. And that's it for me.
Okay. Thanks, Rod. Kathy, do you have any comments?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So we're just going to accept the minutes as presented. Fred, will you first that for us?
Yes.
Rod, second.
Yes, could I just add one more thing to it?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
How we're going to deal with this now? Isn't the bylaw officer involved with this? Shouldn't he be involved with this?
Belinda, can you speak to this, please?
Absolutely. Yes, the bylaw officer, I have involved him in this. A lot of time has been spent pursuing who potentially owns this property. Unfortunately, no one has claimed it. Many letters have gone out, registered letters to different parties. We've run the title and no one seems to be claiming it. So there are steps in motion to take over this property. But unfortunately, as we know, that doesn't happen overnight.
Thanks, Belinda.
Yeah, I know how the procedure works. So long we're working on it, but and I think that Mrs. Hubert should get a letter saying that we're done with it, or you're coming back, or whatever the CEO and Derek comes up with. I think they should go back and clean it up, but that's my opinion.
Okay, thanks, Rod. I'll leave that with Belinda, and she'll be discussing it with Derek, I'm certain. Okay, so we're just again going to accept the minutes. Moved by Fred, seconded by Rod. Following council minutes be accepted as presented. Regular council May 10, 2021, and regular council May 17th, 2021. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Brave looks like still muted, so we'll move on. Rod, in favor?
Yes.
And myself, so that's carried. Okay, so moving on to minutes and reports. 7A, Public Health Sudbury and Districts on approved minutes, May 20th, 2021. 7B, expertise for municipalities, Integrity Commissioner's Office, Integrity Commissioner's Annual Report. C, Township of Nairn and Hyman CAO's report regarding amended loan application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation. B, Township of Nairn and Hyman CAO's report 2021-021, proposed amendment to bylaw 2007-8. E, Township of Nairn and Hyman CAO's report 2021-022 regarding surplus municipal assets. F, Township of Nairn and Hyman Municipal Superintendent's Report, June 9th, 2021. And G, Township of Nairn and Hyman Fire Chief's Report, June 9th, 2021. So this motion is just noting them as being received. Rod, will you first that?
Yes.
Okay, Kathy second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Rod, seconded by Kathy. Resolved that the following minutes and reports 7A to G are noted as received. Public Health Subregion Districts unapproved minutes, May 20th, 2021. Expertise for Municipality Integrity Commissioner's Office, Integrity Commissioner's Annual Report. C, Township of Nairn and Hyman CAO's Report 2021-020 regarding amended loan application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation. D, Township of Nairn and Hyman CAO's Report 2021-021 regarding proposed amendment to bylaw 2007-8. E, Township of Nairn and Hyman CAO's Report number 2021-022 regarding surplus municipal assets. F, Township of Nairn and Hyman Municipal Superintendent's Report, June 9th, 2021. And G, Township of Nairn and Hyman Fire Chief's Report, June 9th, 2021. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
I got one question there.
We're just noting these as received, Councillor, and then we can discuss them after.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I think I get used to the system by now, but
It's all
go ahead.
Brad, in favor?
Yes.
Greg, can you hear us? Are you in favor?
Yes, I
You're
am.
back.
Can you hear me?
We can. Yay.
There we go.
Gosh. Oh, I hate technology. I'm so sorry.
All
ahead,
good. You're
Mr.
back.
Chair.
Perfect. Rod, in favor?
Yes.
And myself is a yes. That is carried.
Mr. Chair, can I just have a something that I have to indicate on the agenda that I was unable to when my mute wasn't working.
Okay.
Is at the very beginning of the agenda, I have a conflict with items 7E and 8A due to a pecuniary interest. So if that
Okay.
could be noted, thank you very much. And I'm so sorry for my archaic technology skills.
It's all good. That was 7E and 8A. Okay.
7E and 8A. Thank you.
That is noted. Okay, now Rod, you had something you wanted to speak to on the minutes and reports?
I just got a couple of questions on the Integrity Commissioner report there. On the Code of Conduct complaints there, Nairn's 2 and all municipalities 58. Is that all municipalities 58? Is that an E4M or is that all the Integrity Commissioners?
There's 57 other municipalities that so it was only the ones for E4M. So they represent 57 municipalities.
Oh, okay. So that's all E4M's.
Correct.
The 58 is E4M.
That's correct.
Okay, and where was the other one now? Oh, just wait. I got to go down a little bit there.
Yeah, no problem.
Hang on a sec. I got to get used to this. I always press the wrong side of the pad there. Hang on a sec. Okay, the only thing, no, I'm not going to really comment on it, but we want you to know. And the last line there, I'm not going to read it, but I think it was spurred to me that, you know, when a counselor is charged with things, they should have the, you know, a right to speak, defend themselves. And that line there, I think, you know, saying that because we were in charge and everything, we go against the Integrity Commissioner. I defend myself, and I didn't go against them. I went against everything. I don't think I deserved it. So I think it was a kind of a little dig to me or a threat to me that if I continue doing it, I'll be in court. So that's all I got to say.
Well, that is not the case. And Councillor, this report went out to all of the municipalities. So it certainly was not an attack by any means.
Well, it attacked on anybody that complained or is guilty of it. That's what I'm done.
Okay.
I don't want to get charged again.
Okay, we're going to move on. Any other comments on any of the reports? Okay, so I think we have a couple of motions there. So this is being a bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure, which is the funding that we require for Old Nairn Road. Fred, will you give us a first on that?
Yeah.
Thanks. Greg, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Fred, seconded by Brig, that report 2021-020 dated June 4th, 2021 be received for information. Be it resolved that the draft bylaw 2021-16 being a bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation for temporary and long-term financing of one or more capital works pursuant to a floating rate, of the Corporation of Township of Nairn and Hyman, pursuant to a floating rate capital loan facility made available by OILC to the municipality. Attached as Appendix A, Report 2021-020, be accepted by Council on June 14th, 2021, and given all three readings to expedite the release of funds by OILC. And further, the Council authorizes the Mayor and the Treasurer to negotiate and the Mayor and the Treasurer to enter into, execute, and deliver, and on behalf of the municipality, a financing agreement with Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation that provides for the temporary borrowing in the amount of $3,249,181 from OILC in respect of certain ongoing work. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yep.
You, Rod?
Yes.
And yes, that's carried. And this is amending the draft bylaw 2021-17 being a bylaw to amend bylaw 2007-8. Fred, will you give us a first on that?
Yes.
Kathy, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Frederick, seconded by Kathy. The report 2021-021 dated June 4th be received for information and resolved that the draft bylaw 2021-17 being a bylaw to amend bylaw 2000-8 attached as a 2007-8, attached as Appendix A to report 2021-021 be accepted by Council on June 14th and given all three readings to expedite the regulation of the half load weight restriction or the protection of the municipal roads. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
You, Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that's carried. Okay, the next one is on the surplus property, particularly the iPads. Greg, you got declared a conflict. Sorry, Kathy, will you first that?
Yes.
Fred, second.
Yes.
Thanks. Moved by Kathy, seconded by Frederick. Be resolved that CEO's report 2021-022 dated June 7th be received for information. Resolved that 2 of the iPads be transferred to the administrative department, 1 iPad be transferred to the fire department, and 2 of the iPads be declared a surplus to the needs of the municipality. And further, that the surplus equipment be available to the councillors to purchase at the price of $100 each. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
I'm a yes, that's carried. Okay, so moving on to correspondences, 8A and B. We're just going to note those as being received with this motion. Rod, will you first that?
Yes.
You, Kathy, second.
Yes.
Moved by Rod, seconded by Kathy. Be it resolved, the correspondences 8A and B be noted as received. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
And yes, that is carried. Okay, so we're going to move on to motions now. 9A, acknowledgement of receipt of Old Nairn Road reconstruction project construction tenders. Happy to see that they came in many cases less than what we were expecting. So that's good news. So this is just acknowledging them as being received. Greg, will you first it?
Yes.
Thank you. Kathy, second.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Rita?
Yes.
You, Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that's carried.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, we can pass this now, based on advice from the engineers and them being the lowest. If everyone's in agreement, I think that we're looking at Pioneer on this. Very reputable company as well. So if nobody has any questions or comments before we award the contract.
No, I agree with you.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so Rod, will you first that?
Yes.
Frederick, second.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm gonna grab that so I can put in the amount here. Thanks. Just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna fill in the names here. Okay, moved by Rod, seconded by Fred. The council award the tender for the Old Nairn Road reconstruction project to Pioneer Construction in the amount of $2,567,367.02. Kathy in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Bring it up.
Yes. Big yes.
Perfect. Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that is carried.
I just got one question there.
Yep.
Now we got $2 million from the federal and $1 million from the provincial. Now, do we have to pay for all that? That covers that. Do we have to put money in that?
Yeah, we're responsible regardless of the amount of that the tenders came in at. Was it 6.67%? So even if it came in at $100,000,
okay.
Those grants were the maximum amounts for us. So
Yes,
we are still, we're still responsible for that 6.67%.
I just want to check with that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Perfect.
I just had a comment, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Greg.
This is a great big capital project, and I'm so excited about it. And I just wanted to thank the staff for the work. And we're at the end of it. We got someone that's going to start rebuilding it, and I'm excited. It's long overdue. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. So item 9A. Yeah, so under motions, we've already done that. We're going to skip that. B was award of Old Nairn. We've done that. Okay, so now we're 9C is Municipality of Leamington. About changes to the Freedom of Information and Protection. So, Kathy, will you give us a first on this to support them?
Yes.
Thanks. Rod, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Kathy, seconded by Rod, that the Corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman endorse and supports a resolution of the Municipality of Leamington requesting that the Ministry of Government and Consumer Services review and reform of the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, and further that a copy of this motion be sent to the Minister of Consumer Services, the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the Association of Clerks and Treasurers of Ontario, and the Municipality of Leamington. Kathy, excuse me, in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Thank you. Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so that is carried. Okay, so we're going to move on to bylaws, item 10A. Bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation for temporary and long-term financing of one or more capital works of the corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman municipality pursuant to a floating rate capital loan facility made available by OILC to the municipality. Greg, will you give us a first on that?
Yes.
Thank you. Kathy, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Briggs, seconded by Kathy. Be resolved that a bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation for temporary and long-term financing of one or more capital works of the corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman, the municipality pursuant to a floating rate capital loan facility made available by OILC to the municipality, read a first, second, and third time, passed in open council. Its number shall be 2021-16. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that's carried. Item 10B, bylaw 2021-17, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 2007-8, being a bylaw to prohibit heavy traffic on municipal streets and highways. Rod, will you give us a first on that?
Yes.
Greg, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Rod, seconded by Brigg. Resolved that being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 2007-8, being a bylaw to prohibit heavy traffic on municipal streets and highways, be read a first, second, and third time, passed in open council, and its number shall be 2021-17. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
I'm a yes, so that is carried. Okay, 10C, being a bylaw to provide for paying remuneration to members of council of the corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman. Fred, will you give us a first?
Yes.
Thanks. Rod, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Fred, seconded by Rod. There being a bylaw to provide for paying remuneration to members of council of the corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman, be read a first, second, and third time, passed in open council, and its number shall be 2021-18. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that's carried. Okay, now to set the 2021 tax ratios is the next bylaw. Fred, will you first?
Yeah.
Thanks. Greg, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Fred, seconded by Briga. It being a bylaw to set the 2021 tax ratios, be read a first, second, and third time, passed in open council. Its number shall be 2021-19. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Okay, Rod?
Yes.
And yes, that is carried. Okay, another bylaw to adopt additional tools for the purpose of administering limits for industrial property class for the year 2021. Kathy, will you first this?
Yes.
Two. Greg, second.
Yes.
Thanks. Moved by Kathy, seconded by Brigg, to be in a bylaw to adopt optional tools for the purpose of administering limits for the industrial property class for the year 2021. Be read a first, second, and third time. Passed in open council. Its number shall be 2021-20. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
And a yes, that's carried. Next one. I guess being a bylaw to provide for the adoption of tax rates and to further provide for penalty and interest in default of payment for the year 2021. Fred, will you first that?
Yes.
Thanks. Kathy, second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Frederick, seconded by Kathy, that being a bylaw to provide for the adoption of tax rates and to further provide for penalty and interest and default of payment for the year 2021. You read a first, second, and third time. Passed in open council, and its number shall be 2021-21. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that's carried. Okay, the next two items, A and 11A and B, are for information only. We're right at the end, I think, 2025.
Yeah, we are.
For the Blue Box transition. Okay.
Yeah, all this.
Okay. So these are just noting as being received. Rod, will you first?
Yes.
Briggs second.
Yes.
Thank you. Moved by Rod, seconded by Briggs. Resolve that for information only items 11A to B be noted as received. Kathy in favor.
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Rod.
Yes.
Yes, that's carried. Okay, so other business, RV Anderson. So we're just noting their recommendation as being received with this motion. Rod, will you first it?
Yes.
Briggs second.
Yes.
Thanks. Moved by Rod, seconded by Briggs. Resolve the council acknowledges receipt of the recommendation of RV Anderson for the award of the Old Nairn Road Reconstruction Project tender. Kathy in favor.
Yes.
Fred,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Rod.
Yes.
Yes, that's carried. Anything else there? Oh yeah, sorry. So 12B, discussion regarding the proposed location for the Nairn and Hyman Community Garden. I know that, and I'm going to ask Belinda to speak to this too, because she did speak with our municipal superintendent, and then we'll hear comments from the councilors if that's okay with everyone. Belinda, if you don't mind, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, we've spoke, myself and the Public Works Manager, about the proposed locations. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm just looking for my notes. Okay, so the options were in the parking lot near the playground, in the parking lot to the right of the large planter. That would be where we plant in the summer or put the Christmas tree up in the winter, or on the north side of the playground. So in speaking with the different department heads, our recommendation is on the north side of the playground. If it is in the parking lot near the playground, unfortunately, it makes snow removal in the winter a little more difficult. We wouldn't want to hit that with the backhoe or the plow. So we were thinking on the north side, it would have access to the hose that would come from the rink shack, and it would still be close enough to all the municipal area that I don't think there would be any vandalism occurring there. So that was our recommendations.
Thanks, Belinda. Anyone, Frederick, would you like to speak to this as well? I'm kind of on the same page as that recommendation.
Yeah, it sounds good. I know those were at the committee level, those were just the three kind of locations that we discussed. So they are kind of 8-foot long boxes. I know that the chair of the recreation committee is working hard to get them going and getting some volunteers to construct them. So we should be up and running as long as we have a spot now. So it's definitely good to hear. I mean, I think this is something that if it is a good success, we could definitely carry it on to the future and possibly have it fenced in. And I think it's something that's going to be really good, and I hope there's a lot of interest.
Thanks, Fred. Anyone else have any comments? Or does everyone agree that the north side of the playground is the preferred location?
I think it's a great idea.
I'm sorry. Briggs, we'll hear from you first if you had something.
I was just going to say, I totally agree with the north side of the playground, and I love the idea. We did it years ago when we had the food bank down at the medical center, and we had raised planters in the back, and it was wonderful. And people that actually used the food bank came and planted and learned how food grew, and it was just a wonderful educational experience for everybody too. So I'm in full
Perfect.
support of this. Great idea.
Perfect, I agree. Rod, you had something to say?
No, I agree with that too. She explained it for me. I was a little mixed up there.
Okay, and
It's north of the playground.
yeah, exactly. And Kathy?
I think it's a great idea. Community gardens like that are always a big hit in small communities, and I think it's a really good idea.
Yep, I agree 100%. Okay, great. Thanks for your comments. Fred, will you first
Yes,
this motion? Thank you. Rod, second.
Yes.
Moved by Frederick, seconded by Rod. Resolved that council notes the Township of Nairn and Hyman Community Parks and Rec Committee Resolution 2021 Rec-23, requesting council's direction for the proposed location for the Nairn and Hyman Community Garden. Therefore, be it resolved that council approves the following location on the north side of the playground. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
yes,
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
I'm a yes. And Fred, I just want to say thanks for all your hard work on that committee, and I think it's a great idea. So that's carried. So last item, conformatory bylaw. Fred, will you first that?
yes,
Thanks. Briggs, second.
Yes.
Perfect. So moved by Fred, seconded by Briggs, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the council of the Corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2021-22. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Fred?
yes,
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
Yes, that's carried. So just a closing motion here. Brig, will you first that?
Yes.
Thanks. Kathy, second.
Yes.
You. Moved by Brig, seconded by Kathy, that the meeting of June 14th, 2021 do now adjourn at 7:37 p.m. to meet again on the 12th day of July, 2021, or at the call of the mayor. Kathy, in favor?
Yes.
Frederick?
yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Rod?
Yes.
I'm a yes, that's carried. Perfect. Thanks, councilors. Good meeting.
Good night, folks.
Thank you. Good meeting.
Yeah,
Good
thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Night.